Good morning. Today's fun fact actually comes from a fellow by the name of Frank Strickland. He's a customer of ours, and he asked a question on one of my comments. How do you know the difference between one diamond and another, and why is one more valuable than the other? Well, you guys probably already know about the 4 C's, and if you can't, you can probably Google search them and all. But the first thing I tell my diamond clients is you buy diamonds firstly on appearance. What do I mean by that? Well, diamonds are graded under clarity, color, carat, and of course cost. Well, color is the first thing you see. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about. So diamonds are graded for their color, or better yet, lack of color. You want a diamond to have as least amount of color as possible. In other words, the top scale of the GIA means Gemological Institute of America. Their scale starts at D, which is colorless. And as you can see, it's right here. And as you get further down the alphabet, the warmer, that's a technical, well, not a technical term, but a term used in the industry, the warmer or the more color diamonds have. So you got D, H, N, Z. And there's an entire color scale over here. And as you can see, D, E, and F is considered to GIA as colorless. And as you go down the line, G, H, I, J, all the way down to Z. Z has the most amount of color. And an interesting fact, I'll tell you this, in the last 15 years, the diamond industry has learned that if they take a Y and Z colored stone and heat it up very hot, and I mean 6,000, 7,000 degrees, they can actually push that diamond off of this scale and into the fancy colors. In other words, the molecules, the hydrogen and carbon atoms in the Y and Z colored stones get so hot that they change colors. They'll turn pink, red, blue, orange, gray, stuff like that. And that will push them off this colorless scale into the fancy colored scale of a diamond and make them more valuable. Now, I will tell you this too. There is some marketing going on the internet. These right here are not what I would say preferable engagement ring colors. But in the last 10 or 15 years, there's a diamond mine in Australia that perfected mining diamonds that are brown and gray. And the marketing department at your bigger box stores and also online started calling them steel or champagne colored diamonds. That's the Argyle mine in Australia. They specialize in these colored stones and they call them champagne diamonds. So the next question Frank asked me was, okay, why does GIA start with D? Well, in ancient Roman times, and I'm going to say BC, before Christ, or even AD, everybody had their own grading system, even all the way up until the 1880s, I think it was. They would say things like ABC, ABC. They would say 1, 2, 3. The Romans used Roman numbers, Roman 1, Roman 2, Roman 3, things like that. Your independent jewelers back up to the 1800s would say things like blue-white or colorless. Nobody had an actual chart or a system that they used that everybody could agree on. So that's where the Gemological Institute of America comes in. So in the early 1900s, they invented, I forgot the guy's name, but anyway, the first founder of GIA invented this color scale. And it's D, which is colorless. And remember, it starts at D because everybody else had A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, things like that. So it starts at D and it goes all the way to Z. And as you get from D further away, the more color that diamond has. And what I just taught you took me 8 months of gemology school to learn. Your fun fact of the day.